Okay, I'm going to be taking you through all of the different combinational inputs for my edge avoider circuit to show that it works. And I have a distance sensor right here to simulate the edge avoider going off, which it detects an edge. That will allow this entire circuit to actually work in the first place. So we go ahead and turn this on. I have all these on at 0, so this is a huge don't care system. So if I increment by 1, I get clockwise, counterclockwise 1, clockwise 2, counterclockwise 3, and off for 4, which is what I got on my Karno map, so this is correct. If I increment again, let the thing update, it just takes a second. I get counterclockwise 1, clockwise 1, off for 3, and clockwise for 4, which is exactly what I needed on my Karno map. Which is exactly what I got on my truth table. If I increment it one more time and give it a second to update, it takes a second. The only difference really here is that I got an additional counterclockwise on my wheel 3, which is exactly what I was hoping for. If I increment again, what I end up getting is this right here, where wheel 2 is completely off. Wheel 1 is clockwise, wheel 3 is clockwise, and wheel 4 is counterclockwise. This is what I wanted on my truth table, therefore this is correct. If I increment one more time, as you can see it changes a bit. You get counterclockwise 1, clockwise 2, counterclockwise 3. This is also what I wanted on my truth table, and therefore this is correct. If I increment one more time, I get clockwise 1, off for 2. That was weird. Okay, so I think it took a second to update. You got counterclockwise for 1, clockwise for 2, counterclockwise for 3, and off for 4. And that actually makes sense. That is what I wanted for my... This one made more sense. This is correct. If I increment one more time, give it a second, it'll update. Sometimes it's a bit buggy. What I get is pretty much the same thing, and if I check my truth table, that is exactly what we're supposed to be getting, because there is officially no difference between these two, because I essentially wanted them to accomplish the exact same task. So if I go ahead and increment one more time, give it a second to update, I get wheel 1 is off, wheel 2 is counterclockwise, wheel 3 is clockwise, and wheel 4 is counterclockwise. This, according to my truth table, is correct, so I'm going to go ahead and increment one more time. And whenever this goes off, it has an initial issue where it takes a second to swap over to what we actually need it to do, which I'm not entirely sure why it does that. But checking what we actually get is counterclockwise 1, clockwise 2, off for wheel 3, and clockwise for wheel 4. This, according to our truth table, is correct, so we're going to go ahead and increment. So after incrementing, that LED is dying right there, but we get, you can't really tell, this one's on. You can't really tell. We get counterclockwise for wheel 3, counterclockwise for wheel 2, clockwise for wheel 3, and counterclockwise for wheel 4, and wheel 1 is completely off. So I increment one more time. We get counterclockwise for wheel 1, clockwise for wheel 2, off for wheel 3, and clockwise for wheel 4. This is correct according to our truth table, so therefore we're going to increment one more time. So this is with sensor 1 and 2 on. This has clockwise for wheel 1, counterclockwise for wheel 2, clockwise for wheel 3, and counterclockwise for wheel 4. this, according to our truth table, is correct as well. So this is going to work properly. Here is where we started to have an issue. These two should not be on at the same time, and I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that. What I'm going to try to do is wire trace this throughout the circuit and see if I can't find an issue with wiring. If it's not that, then it has to be a logic issue, and therefore what I'll try to do is multi-sim it and try to fix the issue from there. If I increment it again, we actually get that went off. Wheel 1 is off, wheel 2 is counterclockwise, wheel 3 is clockwise, wheel 4 is counterclockwise. And according to the sheet, or truth table, this is exactly what we wanted to achieve, which is interesting because the previous input was incorrect. And then when we increment one more time, for some reason, we are getting an incorrect statement, which is all of these LEDs are turning on. This one's really bright. These three are flickering. But all of them should be off, which is another error in, I'm assuming, the wiring. It is a jumble of wires. So I'm going to try to trace back and see if I can't figure out what the issue there is. But other than that, the overall project works properly. And overall, my circuit works properly.